Welcome to the Fast Track of Coaching Success. In this series, we're unlocking the secrets to going from zero to profit in just 90 days. Stay tuned as we dive into the actionable strategies that transform budding coaches into thriving business owners.
Well, Eric, excited about this series, talking about a profitable coaching business in 90 days. Sounds like it might be too good to be true, but you've done it and know exactly how to teach others those steps. So excited to figure out what we've got lined up for part one today, which is kind of like pre-launch in the first 30 days, right?
That's correct. Yeah, it's the 30 days leading into. So before you get started, what we need to make sure we have lined up.
Perfect. Okay, sounds good. So what's the first tip for today?
So the first tip is to make sure you know who your alter ego is and be clear about who you are.
Who's your alter ego, Eric?
Yeah. So he's back there. That's my new assistant that you pointed out earlier.
Nice.
He's helping me keep on track. So so as we talk about some of the things we need to do, the first thing that we need to consider is again, you've heard us say this before on the show, define your niche. And make sure that you know exactly what it is that you want to focus on. It will help you in a number of different ways, not least of which will be your marketing strategy, but very, very clear on the services you want to offer. That will help you identify the people you want to work with and who you should be targeting as your ideal client. Identify the specific areas where your expertise can address client needs more effectively, and decide on the coaching model that you want to use, whether you're going to do one-on-one, group sessions, workshops. If you want a tip, I highly recommend in the beginning you start with a one-on-one coaching solution, what we call a high-ticket coaching solution. The benefit of that is you don't have to have as many clients to get into the green and start making some money quickly, or I should say in the black, I guess, but start making money quickly, and you can always expound as you kind of grow the business. But that is a very important component.
Yeah, so what would be the next tip?
Yeah, so beyond that, then certainly you start working on, once you've kind of clearly identified who you want to go with, who your target audience is, what you want to focus on, start building out that plan. Who are the people you know that you could start reaching out to? Start building out your goals that you want to accomplish. How many clients would you like to have? You look at your schedule, look at, if you're building a lifestyle business, that's going to be different than growing and scaling to a larger full-blown consulting agency. So determine what that looks like for you and clearly identify some of the goals that you want to accomplish with that business. There are a number of different ways you can go. You could have a large number of clients at a smaller dollar amount and target the average small business owner, or you could target larger companies somewhere in the, 10, 20, $50 million company range. And go after professional development, sales, focus on targeting sales, training, things like that, categories like that, where you might be able to engage somebody for $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 on a single client. So identifying what some of those goals are and who you really want to focus on is really important there as well. That'll help you identify your pricing strategy and then help you create some financial projections, because quite honestly, without laying out those goals and being clear what you want to get, you could get into this and then get distracted really quickly. I know that when I first started, I kind of was chasing the shiny object a little bit and like, oh, this looks fun. Oh, this looks fun. And so that was kind of distracting and took a little bit longer than I would have liked in some of the areas. So draft out that business plan and then start looking at that marketing strategy. Like I said, start targeting who are the people that you could potentially market your service to. And remember, we're talking about the first 30 days before you even launch the business. You want to start doing this. Then the third thing you really want to dive into at that point is legal and administrative setup. It's make sure you got your business account set up, your business checking account, likely using some software. You don't need to go and spend a ton of money on any of this stuff. It's really super low management. You could just manage it in the early days on Excel if you're relatively good at that. If you're not, then at least get some really inexpensive accounting software to manage your finances. Allocate yourself to a specific credit card for the company. Things like that are going to be really important for you as you grow and scale, because you want to make sure that you can clearly identify that you're turning a profit in your business. You will have expenses Um, You'll have software that you'll want to incorporate. You'll have a tech stack that you'll likely utilize. You'll probably use some kind of software to engage with your clients on. All those things are considerations. Do that due diligence. Find the one that you like. Employ that, and make sure that you're ready to go with all the tools and resources you're going to want in place. And then brand development. Design what kind of brand identity. What's your logo going to look like? Invest in some business cards. Digital or print or both. I started my business with networking. I would highly recommend anybody who's going to start a coaching business to start with personal face-to-face networking. Quite honestly, if you're struggling with the networking component of it, that's something you're going to need to work on. Now you can do it online as well as in person, but the every decision to work with you is going to come down to a sales conversation. So you're going to have to be good at being outside your comfort zone and engaging with people and having those conversations. But, continue to build that brand identity, make sure you get a color scheme and be consistent with that across everything you do, whether it's your social media platforms, your website, all that kind of stuff. You're going to want your color scheme to be consistent. You're going to want your logo to be consistent. Don't go spend $5,000 on a logo. Don't go spend $1,500 on a branded content. Just get a Canva account, set that stuff up for yourself until you actually start making some money. Don't go invest a ton of money in all these things. That's not going to be as important in the beginning until you start getting clients. Then you can determine how you want to spend that. And then craft your unique selling proposition. To determine what your elevator pitch is going to be, you should have a very refined and dialed in elevator pitch that, 10, 15 seconds, you can quickly tell somebody what it is you do for a business. And then as you elaborate on that, so imagine you're in a networking event, whether you're online or in person, you get a little elevator pitch. It's usually 10 or 15 seconds. And then you get like a 30 or 60-second commercial. And there you go into a little bit more detail about what you do. You need to have that dialed in, and it should just roll off your tongue. So that when you're engaging with people, it feels very, you're confident, you sound confident, and it's very comfortable for you to just kind of go into that mode and start talking about it. A couple other things you want to consider as you going back to, talk about developing your coaching methodology, determining what frameworks you're going to use. You'll have certain tools you might utilize. Strategies, do the research, put your information together. Likely, if you're doing business coaching, you're going to have some background and experience in business that you're very familiar with. Maybe you were a sales leader, maybe you were a marketing person. So you've got some things that you can draw from. Take the time to put those thoughts together and how you would, engage your clients. And again, what specifically are you going to help them focus on? And then do some research on other tools and resources that are out there that you could leverage and extend your services beyond what your core competencies are. Don't be afraid to build partnerships. That's probably another big one in the early days before you get started even. As you think about people that where you might be able to make connections, introductions, you will likely find that as you engage with clients, you're going to look at an opportunity where you could get somebody into an engagement. You're working with them, things are moving along just great, and then they determine that they need some other solution. Let's say, your background's in marketing, you're helping them get their marketing plan together, but now they need to focus on sales. It's not necessarily your forte. Have a fractional VP of sales in your back pocket that you can introduce them to, or something like that will help them grow that. But you'll want to build those types of relationships in advance before you get out there so that you have the ability to kind of engage with people. There's no need for actual certifications or anything like that. But, if you find something that would be of value in a particular area, you might want to consider that. Get your online presence up and running. Start posting on a consistent basis in social media. Pick one platform. You don't need to do all 5 of them. Just do one. Begin to put it out there and begin to introduce yourself as somebody in that space that you work in that category. and really get people to see you in a different light. One of the biggest challenges that coaches run into often is the fact that their previous career, what they did, they often find that as they transition into becoming a coach, sometimes people are like, you were this and now you're this, and they have a hard time making that transition. So the sooner you start introducing this to people, the more likely that people will accept you in this new role. It'll take time. So the sooner you start communicating that and sharing that with people, the more likely you are to get people to engage with you in that way. And then I said the last couple of things I'd probably say is make sure that you, begin, as I mentioned, put it out there on social media, start talking to your friends, family, let them know what you're doing. I've told stories before about how, I had my own wireless store, and, we were having Christmas dinner and people were telling us about how they bought these phones. And I'm like, well, then why didn't you buy them from my store? So, they didn't know that we were in the business, and we've been in the business for a year and a half. So make sure you let people know that what you're doing and that you're transitioning to. It will also help you as they hear and understand you in this new role. They can start reaching out and helping you find opportunity and introduce you to people that might be of value. And then last thing I would share with you is that if you find that as you embark on this process, take a look on the screen there. You saw the website. It's mybizcoaches.com/coach. And I encourage you to take a look at that. You can go there and learn more about how we've created a business in a box to help you get your business off the ground and go from zero to profit in just 90 days. So take a screenshot here. And like I said, go check that out. If you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to us, and we'd be happy to help you.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Eric, for the tips and advice today. Anything else you want to share before we wrap up?
I think that'll do it for today, David.
All right, cool. Well, hey, stay tuned for what to do in month 2 of starting your coaching business in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe. See you there.